Are we live? Yeah, we're live. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Everybody, welcome to episode 2. Episode 2, this is the second time we're doing this, of the Mixtapes and Counterpoint virtual tour. What's up, y'all? I want to welcome you. I'm BLKBOK. This is episode 2. This is the Cookie Waltz edition. So if you're not aware, I wrote a song on my first album, Black Book, called Cookie Waltz, which was a dedication to my mom, whose name is Cookie. So today I want to take some time to show some love and appreciation for our mothers and our grandmothers. Later on, if y'all down, I'm going to ask that we all together send a message of love to our moms. And hopefully with all of us doing it together, the energy from that will be elevated in a special way. Also, I have cookies here today, so I'm going to be eating mine. I hope you got yours. It is National Cookie Day, or at least it's today or tomorrow or yesterday. It's just around the corner. So join me in that. If you got cookies, enjoy. But of course, this is a live performance. So let's start off with some music. This first piece is from the album Black Book. It is a piece which was about new things. Everything in this piece was brand new stuff to my hands, foreign to my mind, foreign to my abilities. And I wrote it because I needed to kind of have a new beginning in my life. This piece is called The King's New Drip. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So, as always, this is a live stream and there's a chat. So, I'm here to read some of your comments and questions. If you have any comments and questions, please put them in the chat. I am so excited, want to hear from you all. And let's go to the chat. Kyle, do we have anything?
From Kick, what's your favorite piece to perform and what does it, or why does it hold special significance?
Does
it hold special significance to you?
What piece do I love to perform and how does it hold special significance? Actually, the King's New Drip, this one that I just performed, because it's so fun. Like, to me, it's this piece that kind of takes you through all of these different emotions in different scenes. I always look at it like this is a scene, and as I'm playing it, I'm kind of playing through these scenes. Super important, especially, of course, it's called The King's New Drip, and it was me kind of like rebuilding myself after a very bad breakup. So, yeah, I love to play this one. Good question, though. Any others?
That was the only one I saw. We do have a text. Oh, wait. One more. Do you enjoy collaborating with other musicians or playing in ensembles?
Oh my gosh. So I have spent most of my life collaborating and playing with other musicians. Being BLKBOK is the first time in a very long time that I'm on stage by myself. So yes, I still do very much love collaborating with other musicians and other talents. There's nothing better than that feeling that you get when the band is all locked into a certain tempo and a certain groove, and that I just love that. So yeah, I still do love working with others. Any others?
On Instagram, you got a question.
Okay.
Can you play one of your mixes with hip hop and classical music?
Oh, wow. So I have this album called Cover Art. It was the very first mixtape that I put out. And some of the songs were like Leave the Door Open and Rags to Riches and Up. So I've always been very interested in I love using classical music and putting it over other genres, especially rap. Like, I love rap music. So as well as there is an edition of this series that we're going to do, which is going to be a lot of covers. So make sure you come back for that. I think that's episode 5. That's covers, where we're just going to have a lot of fun, play a bunch of stuff. So yeah, come back for that. Make sure. Any others?
No.
And first of all, thank you all for just tuning in. This is awesome. Like, I mean, technology is so cool. Like, I can be able to do this, you know, while I'm not physically on tour. I can still be with fans and friends and enjoy special moments and play music for you. So this is always super sweet for me, and I love it. Anything else, Cal?
Another question.
Okay, another question.
Couple more.
Okay.
If you couldn't play the piano as wonderful as you do, what other instrument would you have started?
Oh, that's a really good question. Okay, so when I was really young, I used to play the drums as well. I used to play on the drum line in middle school and high school. Shouts out to Cass Tech High School. Shouts out to Detroit High School for Performing Arts. And shouts out to Ann Arbor Trail Middle School in Detroit. But I love playing the drums. And I'm still very much a drummer. I also play classical percussion, which is like timpani and cymbals and snare drums and glockenspiels and all this other stuff. So a lot of my percussive sense comes from being a drummer as well. So definitely, my mom wasn't really a fan of me being a drummer. She was like, you're just loud all the time. But yeah, if it wasn't piano, it'd probably be drums. But I also think guitar players are super cool too. I would love to be a guitar player. Like, they have all the fun. Yeah, great question.
Got a few more.
Okay.
How do you approach learning and mastering a new piece?
Wow. That is a really, really good question, because no one ever asked that question. So learning and mastering a new piece is a step-by-step process. After the piece is written and I have the sheet music, I have to do a first analysis of it, which is what finger plays what note at what time. So the finger analysis comes first, and that's a pretty tedious process. After that, I do like a chord analysis. Like, for instance, this piece that I just played, the chord analysis would be B flat minor, E flat minor, B flat minor, E flat minor. So now I can, if I can't rely on everything be in the same place, I can rely on myself knowing the theory of it. And then it's a note by note, measure by measure, putting it together. You know, learn 1 bar, okay, cool. Now learn 2 bars, okay, cool. Now learn 3 bars, okay, cool. So it's a real commitment, you know, but it's a step-by-step process. Yeah, great question. Great question.
Okay. Collabs in the future.
Collabs in the future. So I have some content coming out with my good friend, John the violinist, who, if you're not following on Instagram, go check him out. And if you're getting married, definitely go hire him. He's a great, like, he plays violin for weddings. Like, he's like the best at doing that. So that definitely is coming up. There's another artist named Black Pearl I may be doing some collaborations with. I just got a text from my boy Johnny Rain. Shouts out to him today about doing some collaborations. There's another one that I want to say, but I'm not going to say. It's going to be really special. But yeah, absolutely. Collaborations are something that I welcome. If it makes sense, please hit me up on Instagram. I love collaborating. Any others?
No, but there is a tech support thing.
Okay.
We need to go to a scene. Remember, we added that desktop capture.
Okay.
It's showing your desktop to your notes.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop reading my notes, y'all. So go to OBS?
OBS.
Okay.
And then I just hit the scene, so it should be up.
Okay.
And then you're going to need to delete
that one?
desktop capture.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, cool. So everybody can see my notes. That's great. Yeah. Okay. So since everyone's not reading my notes anymore, or since you are reading my notes, you know what's next. So this piece is one that is very special to me. It's written by Claude Debussy, and I actually have it tattooed on my arm here. But I will always play it and dedicate it to any young piano students that are starting out or in the middle of your journey, or anybody that's pursuing anything. Let's just do it like that. But this piece is super special, and it's called The Little Shepherd. Yeah, that's Claude Debussy's The Little Shepherd from his book, The Children's Corner. It's always been one of my favorites. A simple piece, but just always had a special place in my heart. So, as promised, we're going to be eating cookies today to celebrate the Cookie Waltz edition. So, let me get those. So, also, in the chat, I think I'm going to take a poll. What is our favorite cookie? So mine already is oatmeal raisin. I know, very traditional. Probably not that interesting, but whatever. It's my preference. So in the chat, throw in what's your favorite type of cookie. I'm going to tally up the votes. On my Instagram, I'm going to post the results. See what everybody said. For some reason, I feel like chocolate chip is going to like dominate. I feel like it's just going to be the dominant cookie today. Any more chats? Let's go back to the chat. What's going on, Kyle?
So you had one from before the song.
Okay.
Have you? Let me find it. Have you ever played in a symphony hall, like in Boston?
In Boston?
Not Boston specifically, but
Okay.
like the one in Boston.
Oh, have I ever played in a? Yes, I have played in Symphony Hall. I played at the Meyerson, which is in Dallas, Texas. Can't talk because I'm eating cookies at the same time. But it was an amazing performance, sellout crowd, amazing acts that opened for me. Shouts out to Madeline Brene. And I think that's one of the most amazing environments is to be able to, just play this single instrument in a building that's so large and just allowing the sound to kind of travel everywhere. I mean, literally for me, as a kid from the west side of Detroit, it's literally a dream come true. Every time I get the opportunity, and I'm sure I'll be back at Dallas playing and at the Meyerson again. So yes, and I'm sure there are more symphony halls coming in my future. So if you can catch me there, anywhere in your town, if it's Boston, if it's wherever, I encourage you to come out. Shows are great. All right. Any others? This is really good too.
No other questions, but Sean Stinson said, "What's up, frat?"
Oh, Sean, what's up, frat? Yeah, I'm in a fraternity. It's called Phi Mu Alpha. Shout out to my Phi Mu Alpha Pi Gamma brothers, my good brothers. Any other comments?
This is really... Sylvia said congratulations, but that was before.
Okay.
When you were talking about that, and
well,
she had to leave.
Definitely. Thank you, Sylvia. Yeah.
Oh, more questions. Sorry.
Okay.
What classical artist's music was the hardest for you to master?
My own. I mean, I've played a lot of different composers, but I really, honestly, I think that is the biggest challenge is mastering, things that I'm writing because they're constantly changing and they're constantly morphing and, I'm making happy accidents or I may play something, today that sounds great and I may play it tomorrow and I'm like, I don't like it. So it's really a challenge to find new perspectives and every piece is always continuously growing. It's continuously changing in the way I play a certain thing. So it's constantly mastering my own performance and my own pieces. Although I will say I am a fan of Chopin because I love romantic music. I'm a Chopin fan. I am a Debussy fan, Beethoven fan. So those guys are also have their level of difficulty. But that's a great question. Yes, but it's not easy. Classical music is not easy. Any others?
How do you go about discovering and choosing new pieces to add to your repertoire?
Very good question. My performances are based, my thing is to always tell a story or to give a certain arc of a story to the listener. So when choosing pieces to play, it's always about what's going to bring a certain emotion or what's going to provide a push or pull in a certain direction and what's going to help me to embellish the story and tell it in a more fluent way. So playing my own pieces and then playing other people's pieces, it always kind of, the pieces themselves kind of give me the roadmap. It's just me being able to be present enough to understand that what goes in front of what in what place, you know, as well as their poems and other visual elements to the show. So from my experiences with pop artists, I mean, I used to tour with Justin Timberlake and Rihanna and John Mayer and a bunch of others. Just seeing how we would put those shows together have helped me very much in understanding how to put black box shows together. That's a really good question. Thank you for asking that one. Yeah.
Let's see.
Anything else, Kyle?
I'm looking.
Everybody give it up for Kyle. Let's give it up for Kyle.
I'm also trying to tally up your poll.
You saw it?
So I'm tallying up your poll while we're going to.
Okay.
No other questions.
No other questions. Also, I have to say this, is that we are taking tips. I think there's a link for tips. So please, if you feel so inclined, help me buy a sandwich. Thank you. Love y'all. So this next piece.
Sorry.
We do have another question before I play another one.
Is there a fan club that you should be saying something about?
Yeah, there's definitely a fan club I should be saying stuff about. So my fan club is called BLKBOK Nation. It's anybody who believes in unity. If you believe in unity, you are part of BLKBOK Nation. You can sign up for that on my website, drop in your email or phone number and everything. I have Lalo, so be a part of BLKBOK Nation. Also, go in the merch store and get some of this cool stuff. The bandanas just came out. Caps are available. T-shirts, hoodies. It's getting cold, so y'all know y'all need a hoodie. And why not have a BLKBOK hoodie? Also, from everybody that I know, the common consensus that the hoodies are really, really, really extra cozy. So might want to get one of those.
Extremely.
Yeah. Kyle says extremely, so, you know, he's the boss. So this next piece is a bit of a fan favorite, and it's a piece that's very special to me. I had the opportunity of performing this piece live with an astronaut who was in space on the International Space Station. Don't ask me how that happened, but it's an amazing thing, an amazing accomplishment in my life. Shouts out to Commander Michael Lopez Alegria and the Unified Good team and everyone at SpaceX and NASA and ESA and all the space people for helping me to make that happen. But this piece is called Stars at Astra.
For the boss, play 2 songs and then questions.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
So I'm going to play. Hold on, before I do that. Cheers. I'm going to play another piece that is pretty special because I found out that there was a presidential bake-off. I didn't know that this happens. A presidential bake-off between Michelle Obama and Ann Romney. And guess who won? I'll let y'all put that in the comments. I'm not going to tell you who won. I'll let y'all put that in the comments. Michelle Obama or Ann Romney. But since we're doing the thing about cookies, I want to play a piece about Michelle Obama and her experience, or what I perceive her experience may have been the first time in the White House, especially we're talking about moms. So turning a house into a home is a special thing. And this piece I wrote is called Michelle's First Day at the White House. Thank you. So, to come to the song, the last song, the theme of the live stream is Cookie Waltz. So, before we do that, let's go back to the chat. Let's talk a bit with you guys. Any questions or comments, Kyle?
In neoclassical music, there's often a focus on expressiveness. Can you share some specific techniques or approaches you use to convey the emotion of your piece?
Beautiful question. Yes. A few techniques are an active meditation. I don't know if you can hear me, but a lot of times you may hear me take deep breaths at certain phrases. And that allows me to kind of prepare myself, or mentally or emotionally prepare myself for whatever the phrase is, or whatever I'm saying through the instrument. There's also one of the things that I do is I try to allow myself to just be as present as possible. Sometimes I hum, sometimes I sing. Whatever allows me to be in the moment is really what helps me convey the emotion in the best way possible. And then allowing myself to let go and just be. I think that's a really important thing about being a musician or being a creative, is the ability to just be. So I also do, before I play, I always meditate, I smudge, I do things that spiritually get me aligned. So try a bunch of that stuff out. Like, that always works for me. A lot of deep breathing, a lot of tapping into the spiritual side of who I am. And that helps. But that's a great question. Yes.
Next question. What do you bring to the classical market outside a style that's so different from new upcoming neoclassical artists of today?
What do I bring to? I don't know yet. I mean, this is the thing. I bring myself. Like you said, my style, my compositions, my art. It's just like any other art form or any other. I don't look at the music industry in the way that, I guess, quote unquote, the music industry. I look at it more like art. Like, when I'm creating pieces, I look at, in my mind, I create blank canvases, and then I start doing paint or different materials to create these works. So where I fit in the market, I guess it all depends on you. If the beautiful thing is that I have so many good fans, BLKBOK Nation, and supporters, and people who listen and share my music. And I thank you for all being a part of this journey with me. And I think that's very much where I fit in the industry, is giving people a sense of togetherness and creating a safe space to enjoy music like this. And I think that's a little bit of my goal.
So from Instagram.
Okay.
When are you coming back to Detroit for a performance?
When am I coming back to Detroit? I may be in Detroit in January, mid-January. So I'll keep posted on my Instagram, on my socials and everything. I'll let you know, but it's looking like it might be mid-January. I can't exactly say for what, but maybe mid-January.
Okay. From YouTube. What advice would you give to an aspiring classical pianist who are looking to develop their skills and pursue a career in music?
If you're an aspiring classical pianist, my advice is to be your truest self. This music demands that you identify with who you are and you present who you are every time you touch the instrument. The thing that's really cool is that we're able to create in a way now that not necessarily they were able to create in a way. We have technology. We have so many tools for us to help us create. And another thing I would say is use the tools. A lot of people don't know that I write my pieces in Ableton Live, which is, made for producers and, EDM artists. So I'm just using the tools and creating my own sort of blueprint for making the art that feels so special to me. So my advice is never stop, never quit, and just bring the truest person that you are, the truest version of you to the game. And to me, the authentic self always works. That's a great question, though.
Are you coming to San Francisco anytime soon?
San Francisco. Nothing on the books for San Francisco yet, but I would love to come to San Francisco. Maybe like Yoshi's or something like that. Like that would be cool. Yeah, not on the books, but definitely I'll pass that along. Yeah.
And from Unified Good, also on Instagram, please play an encore after Cookie Waltz.
Please play an encore after Cookie Waltz. Okay. So that being said, we are using this moment to shout out our moms. So everybody on the chat, put your mom's name there. I definitely want to try and shout out a bunch of moms. And definitely let them know that we're thinking of them. And also, if you haven't seen the Cookie Waltz music video, I encourage you to go to YouTube, watch that video. A bunch of historic facts about myself and about classical music. And it's a really good video. I mean, it's pretty dope. So I would encourage you to go watch that. One last question.
What was your defining moment in your life that changed the dynamic of your career?
Oh, wow. A dynamic moment that changed my career. Okay, so this happened to me. I toured with Justin Timberlake. I toured with Rihanna. I toured with John Mayer. I music directed Rihanna. I music directed Demi Lovato. I did a tour called Michael Jackson Immortal with Cirque du Soleil. And then what? After all of that stuff, like, what was I going to do next? And that was very much a defining moment of asking myself that question, what do I do next? And then the next defining moment was, if I had a voice, what does my voice sound like? And being able to take the time and answer that question was a very defining moment. Just taking, what I did was I had 121 consecutive days of writing my first album. And in writing that first album was me defining the voice of BLKBOK. So yeah, that definitely was a defining moment, is to figure out what my voice was. And, you know, I found it. And I'm so happy to play for you and present that voice. Yeah.
We had another question. Where is the Cookie Waltz video?
The Cookie Waltz video is on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So please, if you haven't seen it, go check that out. So my mom's name is Cookie, in case you were wondering. It's just this year, matter of fact, a couple months ago, she finally told me how she got that name. I was like, Mom, how did you get the nickname Cookie? And my grandfather, I guess, at the time before he was a radio personality, was a chef. And they would call him in Memphis a cookie, somebody that cooks. So she was his firstborn daughter. So they would say, oh yeah, that's Cookie's daughter. So eventually, from being Cookie's daughter, she became Cookie. And she's such a very special individual. And she used to do this thing where she would take the coffee table and kind of pull it to the side. And she would grab me or my sister, and she would just waltz us around the house. And at the time, I thought she was crazy, but I know she's not. It was kind of her way of dealing with some of the things that she was going through in Detroit, and also a very special way to connect with her children, me and my sister. So this piece is dedicated to her. And also, I want to dedicate it to all the moms and grandmas. Especially, I want to take this performance of it, and dedicate it to the mother of a dear special friend, Miss Anita Bolero. I want to dedicate this to you, sending so much love to you and to your family. This is Cookie Waltz. Thank you so much. We're going to take one more round of questions. I'm going to do an encore song for you because I just feel like playing one more. So just a few questions if we have them, Kyle. Nothing? No questions? Cool. So I get to play more music. Oh, from Kick.
What do you find the most challenging aspect of composing classical music?
Ooh, very, very, very good question. The most, so this is such a good question, and the timing of it could not have been better. So I just want to let you know that I finished composing a new song just yesterday, and it is absolutely magical. But during that process, it took me 12 days to complete. And halfway through, I experienced this sort of shift in my thinking. I watched a bunch of other composers and a bunch of other pianists, and and I'll give you great examples. Some of their compositions were brilliant. I mean, just beautiful things, And I was like, wow, they're just writing these beautiful flowing things. And I'm like, okay, let me see if I can put some of that into what I'm doing. And that wasn't the right answer. That wasn't the right answer. I had to come from and write from my own perspective. And I think that's one of the challenging things with so much stuff swirling around us, so many different sounds and so much music and so many ways to access music. Like we listen to, everything that we see on social media, everything that we hear on the radio or on streaming platforms. It's so much. And the idea is to always come from a place that's unique to you. And when I finally was able to kind of switch over and start writing from that perspective, the ideas just flow. The flow is there. I was completely aligned, and the music is absolutely magical. And I cannot wait for you all to hear this new composition. It's cold-blooded. So, that's basically one of the biggest challenges is to always make sure that you're writing from your own perspective. Yeah, good question.
Dimitri Bradley.
Okay.
Says, hello from me.
Hey, the Bradley family. Charlie, what's up, man?
And then on YouTube, Tron. I have a question. Have you thought of writing piano lessons for kids? My kids heard Weight in Gold by Gallant and want more music like that. Or what you do. They love your sound.
Oh, wow. I don't think it's been in something that I'm actively pursuing is writing music for children or for young piano students. I think that there are moments in certain pieces where I'm like, the perspective is almost from me as a young piano student. So there are different sections of pieces that are written just like in Cookie Waltz. That's such a child's perspective on and how to play, and it's just kind of a 3-note thing. So there are certain sections in specific songs that I think that kids will get a kick out of, but actively doing children's pieces, kind of haven't thought of that yet, but maybe down the line. I don't know.
But you do have sheet music, right?
But I do have sheet music available, so if your kids love the music, sheet music available on my website, BLKBOK.com. And you can go on there. You can purchase all the sheet music and have them take a look at it. There are some parts and pieces that they can pull apart, and I think they'll really enjoy.
So Dimitri Bradley again.
Okay.
I love the different chords you use. So unique, incredibly beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever baked cookies from scratch?
Have I ever baked cookies from scratch? I'm a musician. No way, no how. No, I haven't. I wish I could bake cookies from scratch. That would be great, but no. I can make music from scratch, but not cookies from scratch.
Okay, switch over to Instagram now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to do a film score sometime?
Absolutely. I recently completed a short film project for a festival. I love writing for the orchestra. I love writing in a way where I get to experiment with different instruments of the orchestra. And writing is so cool because technology has come so far with this that we have so many tools available for us to use on our computers. I literally wrote something exactly like Jurassic Park just on my computer, and it's amazing. I mean, the sound quality is impeccable. But I definitely see film composition as something that is down the line for me. It's definitely on my playlist of stuff to do.
I'm gonna butcher this name. I apologize.
Okay.
Inhergo.
Okay.
Yeah, on Instagram. You've given wonderful advice to young piano students, one of them being my son. Just comment.
Oh, thank you so much. Tell your son to keep practicing. Very important. Keep practicing.
Jesse says Miles.
Miles?
I don't.
China say you bake pies.
Yeah, I was just about to say that one.
China says what?
You bake pies.
I bake. Oh, yeah. So my best friend China is on here. What's that, China Kim? Yes, I do bake amazing pies. That is my thing, though. Sweet potato pies, like, they're out of this world good. So, yes. Now, never cookies, but pies. Yes, I got you on pies.
All right. Let me see. Last question I see. Tron again from YouTube.
Okay.
Your favorite composer, which I believe you said earlier.
Okay. Favorite composer. I don't know if I have one in specific, but definitely, like I said, Chopin, Beethoven, and Debussy are definitely three of my favorites. And, you know, I had to say Debussy is such a wonderful thing because there was a write-up in the New York Times that said I had Bach in my left hand and Debussy in my right. And I think that's one of the greatest compliments I've ever been paid as a musician, as a composer, as a writer. So yeah, being able to be referenced be in the same sentence as Debussy is absolutely amazing to me. So I'm gonna play an encore for you. One more song. This is called November 7, 2020. I want to thank you all so much for being here with me on this Tuesday for the Mixtapes and Counterpoint virtual tour, Cookie Waltz edition. And I'll see you next week for episode 3, the Struggle for Equality edition, where we'll dive into some serious talk about equality and equity in this world. I am BLKBOK, sending you off with peace, love, and good vibes. Good night to you all.